Tony D and Little Joan, and this is a screenwriter's rant called Run, an alien invasion movie that I don't think really works for me, but I don't know if any alien invasion really works. Smash like and subscribe, thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books, the links are in the description. Comedy Heart in South Jersey, it's the Pineys. Books 1 through 18. Available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. It's really tough to do these movies. I'll say that in advance. Now, this particular movie, only in theaters, 2025, seems to focus on a group of couples who go up to a cabin, I assume for the weekend or the week, and what they don't know, an alien invasion is happening, and then it happens while they're up in the mountains. So this is a way to do it more cheaply, because they can just sort of tune in to what's going on in the news, and you could do a shot like this, and you could set this up relatively cheaply. The aliens are probably added in. They just filmed the actors on a street somewhere. And so most of the action is going to take place up near their cabin. So, and then there's this guy who gets killed early in the movie. At first it looks like it's all women, but then later it seems to be some other guys join them. I think they're couples. I don't know. See, like, this dude's there. Maybe they were in a different cabin and ended up, abandoning it when the aliens came. So you can see the aliens here. You don't really get a good look at them. It's really tough to do these movies. In the movie's defense, but this one, okay, let's break this one down first, and then I'll talk about the genre in general. First act, probably you're seeing signs of something coming towards Earth, but they don't know it's aliens yet. And meanwhile, this group of people go up to the cabin. So they go up to the cabin. They're having a great time. They're kind of hearing something on the news, but they're not really paying attention, because they're in the cabin trying to get laid or whatever. So then something happens, and one of the aliens, they encounter one of the aliens. Maybe it kills a guy nearby, or one of the guys who was supposed to be there. And eventually they see the aliens, and then they're afraid. The aliens are chasing them. Maybe they even kill one. I don't know. And then it also says in the trailer, stay inside. Like, that'll help you. So they move inside, and they're trying to be quiet, because the aliens, I don't know, maybe they're like the aliens from the John Krasinski movie, where they hear you, they hunt you based on sound, but I don't know, they have guns, so good for them. So they hunt them. They hunt the humans, and they kill one or two of them, and then they band together to try to fight them. What's the ending? I don't know. Doesn't seem like they defeat the aliens. Again, this is a huge problem. And a dumb time to drop this movie after the disaster of War of the Worlds with Ice Cube. Would have held this back for another year, at least. But it's out. So I guess they defeat the aliens at the end. Let's read the write-up. After leaving her fiancé at the altar, Melissa joins her friends at a cabin. All right, there's already way too much going on in this movie. When Jenny is found mutilated in the woods and aliens attack the nation, the girls must fight to survive. Oh, Jesus. And it's going to be a girl boss thing? Oh, this movie's doomed. I thought there were some guys in the cabin. I mean, there were some. Are you going to tell me that all the guys get killed and all the women somehow beat the aliens? You're nuts for doing this movie, I say. But in its defense, it is really tough to pull out off the alien invasion movie. Now, the effects look nice. I like the look of the ship. It's got a kind of a different design with these crazy balls hanging off of it that drop, I don't know, aliens on the Earth because they feel compelled to run around and cause mayhem, kill people for some reason. But looking past all that, the alien invasion itself, unless you have really a $200 million, essentially it's going to be a war film, right? That's what it's going to be. It's going to be a war film, kind of like Independence Day. That's the only one that's kind of good that I can think of off the top of my head that isn't like from the 50s when there's no way they could have done all this stuff and like everything was implied like off camera. But yeah, it's like nearly impossible to pull these movies off. They're just not realistic. Mostly because the aliens seem to be very single-minded, stupid, two-dimensional kind of characters. One could argue that, you know, it's the Robert Heinlein movie, Starship Troopers was pretty good in that. That to me is kind of a close one too. You know, because that would be the response. Everybody would immediately be like, oh my God, where's the military? Right? People would be joining up in the military, helping the military. We'd all band together to fight the aliens. You know, and not for nothing, constantly on the news you hear about meteors coming towards Earth, right? You always hear about, oh, this giant meteor is coming to Earth. It's not going to hit us, blah, 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 blah. There was a recent meteor in the news. Maybe that's the inspiration on this film. It's going to pass pretty close to Earth. It's really big. Is it some sort of alien thing? There's all this rampant speculation that's probably going nowhere. Like that, like if you heard the wind-up, maybe you could sell it. But like people would be ready. We'd be ready. You know, the aliens would get here and we would have been hearing about them for like 10 years. We've detected a ship. We've definitely confirmed it's a ship. We've sent out probes. It's 100% a ship and they're still coming towards us. And then everybody on the planet would be like ready for them. Or it's the other kind of alien movie, which is a different kind of movie. It's not really an invasion. It's just like one ship that's here for some reason, like E.T. or something like that. That's not really an alien invasion movie because they're not planning to take over the planet. Another one back in the 80s they had, it was a TV series called V. That was kind of a cool concept because the aliens sort of trick us. And they look human at first, and then later we realize they're all lizards. Literally. So they kind of don't work. You need this huge budget. There has to be like a massive response from Earth or it doesn't feel real at all. It feels like a wacky movie where like, oh yeah, all the cool stuff's happening off camera, but you were lucky to be up in the mountains. And you kind of don't feel like, number one, that the people in the mountains could defeat the aliens on their own if they're wrecking cities across the world. Number two, that the aliens wouldn't even stop at a cabin in the middle of the woods. They'd be too busy. No, we got to go after the population centers and wipe out all the humans there. And if we have technology that would wipe out cities and massive parts of the country, surely the aliens do. Surely the aliens could, like, start vaporizing our cities from space or dropping missiles or whatever. So, like, it kind of doesn't ring true. It's kind of too much of a contrivance that, yeah, there's these aliens and they spend all this time and energy to reach Earth just to drop a bunch of aliens on the Earth to run amok and just kill people one by one. Like, okay, and you could argue, well, the Predator's like that. Yeah, but the Predator comes basically by himself, right? These guys, I mean, this is an invasion. It's different. It's a military operation. If the aliens don't have, I don't know, a plan, it just doesn't work. Like the aliens in V had a plan. The aliens in Independence Day, I think, had a plan. It was never really clear to me. Um, you know, the alien plan is, I think, important to the movie, important to the invasion. And that's what Hollywood, I think, never really pulls off unless it's a comedy. Independence Day is almost a comedy, really. I mean, there's a lot of funny moments in it. It's very borderline comedy. Mars Attacks is a total comedy. It's great. I love that one. But you can't, it's not a, I don't take the invasion seriously. The whole thing's a larf. But like, I can't take this movie seriously, and I definitely can't take seriously the girls in the cabin banding together to fight the aliens with their perfectly manicured fingernails and hair. Yeah, they all look amazing because they're actresses. Here they are. Yeah, this is smart. Curtains open, lights on in the at night, bunch of aliens outside hunting you. Yeah, seems like a smart strategy if you're fighting the aliens. Here you are hiding under a stairwell. Finally, somebody has a gun. I mean, look at this. You got the windows wide open. And all the aliens are outside. All the CGI aliens, apparently. I don't think they're even guys in suits. And that's another problem, too. Aliens, on the one hand, they have to look otherworldly, right? They can't look like regular dudes. That's kind of like not very spacey. But if they look too alien, and they're not, whether they're guys in costumes or just CGI, it looks weird. It always looks weird. It never looks natural. There's no natural looking aliens by definition. And so, when you judge special effects, it can't really look good. It never quite looks good. The only stuff that kind of looks, I would say, grounded is when you take an actor and put him in a costume, and then the alien doesn't look too far from human, right? They got the Star Trek aliens with the various bumps and ridges and horns coming out of their face, but basically their skin color is similar and they kind of look the same. Like those aliens, I think for audiences, you can accept them more because they're expressive like humans, and if they say a line of dialogue, even if it's in an alien language, it can be expressive. Whereas they've got these big bug-eyed aliens. Are they mad? Are they happy? You kind of can't tell. They're just running around killing people. They're just monsters. It's no different if you have like zombies or werewolves running around. They're kind of more monster than character. And the fact that there's so many of them, it makes them almost too powerful, Like, I don't know. And I don't think a lot of thought goes into these aliens in these kinds of movies. It's almost an afterthought, And it really should be, they should have, a hierarchy, a plan, some kind of military operation. As much as I hate Avatar, and man, I hate that franchise, there's kind of a plan with the aliens. Like, the Simpsons made fun of them. The aliens all have like, way too much. She looks amazing for the alien invasion. Of course, she was there for a party or whatever, left a man at the altar. Way too much stuff going on for an alien invasion movie, but you don't need that going on. You don't need an excuse to put the girls in a cabin like that. I guess maybe the groom comes to save her and they get back together. That'll be the subplot, but yeah, I mean, just doesn't feel like an alien invasion. Like, it would feel more like an alien invasion if I saw the guys who I assume come to the cabin later, completely armed up, right? One's got a rifle, they got camo and, baseball cap and backpack and bulletproof vest. They're like ready to go. So I don't know. Run. I just can't take this seriously. Maybe if it had been smaller, maybe if it wasn't an alien invasion on the entire planet, which you have to resolve in 90 minutes, I could take it more seriously, from a sci-fi perspective. It's just a bunch of aliens stopping at Earth for whatever nefarious reasons. But a whole coordinated effort by a civilization, if you see them, run. Okay, but they're aliens. They've got all this advanced technology. Yeah, it's the same thing. Chris Stokes directs and co-writes with Marcus Houston. Let's see what his creds are. Is he in the movie too? You Got Served, Fat Albert, Freddy vs. Jason, Sister. Yeah, I'm not seeing No Way Out. I'm not seeing this is him as an actor. I want the writing credits. Here we go. Happy Anniversary, Stepdaughter 2. Yeah, I'm not seeing any sci-fi. No Way Out. No, that's a different movie. Looks like a crime thing. Yeah, I'm not seeing any sci-fi creds here. Battlefield America? No, that doesn't. I think you need guys with a bit of a sci-fi background to write sci-fi. Can't just, you need a nerd. Yeah, the director too. I mean, it's not like he doesn't know how to make a movie. Obviously he does. But yeah, I'm not seeing any sci-fi things. You can't just step into a genre like sci-fi. You gotta have a little bit of knowledge. Okay? He would have been better off doing like more of a standard monster movie than this. Bunch of Bigfoots running around killing people would have been better, I say. Could have basically kept the same premise. Could have picked something supernatural. See, supernatural entities don't have to follow any particular logic. It does have to follow logic, but it can follow a supernatural logic that plays very well with your story. But sci-fi has to follow science. I mean, it's in the title, science fiction. When you're doing science fiction, things have to be scientifically based. You can't just make up a bunch of gobbledygook and have it work. It's got to be based on something. So when you've got alien invasion, the problem is you need somebody really smart to really think this through. You need a sci-fi writer is what you need. They should have consulted a sci-fi guy, I think. If they did, maybe they did, but I don't think they did. So would I see it? Nah. If I watched it, it would be to watch it ironically. I'd watch it and laugh at it because it looks like it's going to be very hokey. It's just going to be a lot of beautiful people screaming at CGI aliens, a few jump cuts here and there, and then some way they defeat the aliens. I'll tell you, that does make it kind of appealing in that sort of bad movie way. But I wouldn't take it seriously. No, not at all. Anyhow, that's it for me, Tony D and Little Joan. Check out my books. Check out me tomorrow. Where am I going to be? I'm going to be in Hamilton for an event. This is an adult community deal. Juniper at Hamilton, so you got to be a resident or a family member to attend unless you've got special permission. Also, tomorrow Thursday one at Taunton Run in West Berlin at 2, same deal. But Friday, I'll be at the Dragonflight Night Market, and that's in Bridgeton at Dragon Shops, 7 to 11, and the Pfeiffer Community Center on Saturday at 1 p.m., which I believe is open to the public, all the way there in Williamstown. How to Hunt the Jersey Devil. I'm very excited to do this one because, as many of you know, Book 18 of the Pineys takes place in Williamstown, so I'm hoping I can show everybody the new book, and they'll be very excited by it. Sunday, I'll be at the JEVS Independence Network in Collingswood for some of the special needs folks there at 1 p.m. Also, same rules apply with the nursing homes. You got to be family or one of the residents. Otherwise, you need permission to be there. Well, hope to see you there. Anyway, we'll see you in the next one.